Hello, Sewmates. It is indeed a pleasure to have you once more on my channel. If this is your first time checking out this channel, you are welcome, and for all those who have always been with me, you are welcome also. Today, I will be showing you how to sew the wrap dress that we made in our last tutorial. In the last video, I showed you how to make a wrap dress, the pattern aspect. So today I'll be showing you how to sew this pattern together in order to achieve this dress. Please do not leave without subscribing and turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. So we're going to get started. So I went ahead and off camera I made my band. So this here is the band that I will be working with. Remember, I told you that one of the band will be shorter than the other. So for the tall band, I have a length of, it's very long, a length of almost 70 inches. I think it's too long, but I will cut it if in case I want it. And the short one, I have a length of 32 inches. So I went ahead, you determine how tall you want your band to be. I want mine a bit tall so that I could wrap it around with ease and have a little to make a bow. So that's my band. I'm gonna put that aside until I'm ready. So the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to take our darts in. So this is the front and this is the back. So we're going to take our darts in on the main fabric and also on the lining. I went ahead and I did my lining already. So we're going to do the take our darts at on the main fabric. And remember, for the front we went down, so you have to stop at below your bust point, so ensure that that is there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take my darts in on all my fabric pieces. These are my lining pieces and I'm going to take my darts in on there. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I took the darts on my main fabric. So this is the front, okay, and this is the back dart. Okay, so that's what we have so far, and I also did that on the lining also. See, I went ahead and I did it on my lining, both for the front and for the back. So what I'm going to do now, I like to do my facing this way. It's just, I think it comes out nicely. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to attach my shoulders first. So on my main fabric, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach at the shoulders. I'm gonna attach them at the shoulders like this. So I'm gonna take my 1/2 inch seam allowance here and I'm gonna do it also on my lining. Okay, so I'm gonna do it both on the lining and on the main fabric. So I'm gonna do that now and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I went ahead and I attached my front pieces to the back on both the fabric and the lining, and I went and I took it to my ironing board and I ironed my seam open. The next thing you're going to do is that you're going to finish the neckline of this dress. All right, so here I have my main fabric. See, I ironed the seam. So this is my main fabric and this here is my lining. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put right sides facing each other like this. Okay, ensure that the seams are the same, and you're going to pin them together. All right, so you're going to take it to your sewing machine and take your 1/2 inch that you left at the top to join it. So you're going to pin these together. Okay, ensure that they're the same. Okay, you're going to pin them together. Ensure that the seams match at the shoulders. You don't want, right? So as you see, my seam match right here, it matched. So I'm gonna put a wonder clip there. Okay, and you're gonna sew all the way around. You're gonna take it and you're gonna sew all the way around. Take your 1/2 inch. If you're a beginner and you do not know, you're still not familiar with what 1/2 inch really is, you can mark it on your fabric. Mark it so that you won't take more than you're supposed to, because if you do, it's gonna alter the measurement that you would have to put the band in. Okay, so ensure that you take the correct amount. All right, so I'm putting the lining together now. See, everything matches up. Okay, everything matches up. So that's what you're supposed to do. So now you're going to take your 1/2 inch to finish the neckline here, 1/2 inch all the way around. I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I took my 1/2 inch all the way around, as you see I did right here. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make some snips. Okay, I'm gonna snip it, not too close so that it cuts the thread. This will make it easy to turn. Okay, so I'm gonna make some snips all the way around my. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to turn this to my main fabric here. That's the seam allowance. Now I'm going to put it on the lining and I'm gonna run a stitch, maybe 1/8 of an inch all the way around, just to secure the stitch so that it doesn't flip over and you see the black side on this part. Okay, so I'm gonna do that and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, Sewmates, so now that I did that, if you notice, it's very close to the seam. I'm going to take it to my ironing board rather, and I'm gonna flip it over like this, and I'm going to give it a nice iron. I'm gonna give it a nice press. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, Sewmates, so this is what I have so far after I gave it a nice press. This is what I have. This is what you're supposed to have. Okay, so you see that the wrap dress is taking its shape. Okay, this goes there. So this is what you're supposed to have so far. So what you're going to do now is that you're going to insert your band. So I want my lap, so let me turn it this way. Okay, I want my lap to this part of my lap, which is the right side, to turn this way, right? So this is the part that I'm going to put my short belt, and I'm going to put my long belt on the left side so that I could, and I'm talking about when it's on the right side now, so that I could leave an opening here to thread it in the skirt, the side. Okay, so my long belt is gonna go on the left side. So this here is my long belt, very long belt, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this before I do anything else, and I'm going to sandwich the end of the belt here between the lining and the fabric here. So it's gonna look like this, right? And remember, we left half an inch seam allowance, so ensure that you have that seam allowance to attach the band to the top to the bottom of the dress. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna take my half an inch seam allowance here. Okay, so I'm gonna clip that down. All right, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side here with my short belt. Okay, so this is my short belt. I'm gonna put it in, sandwich it in. Okay, and I'm gonna take my half an inch seam allowance. Okay, take your half an inch seam allowance down. Ensure that it's straight enough. Okay, that's what I'm going to do now. All right, so I'm going to take my half an inch seam allowance on both of the things. So I'll do that and I'll show you what it looks like. This is what I have so far, right? So I've attached my belt. Okay, so this here is my short belt because it's gonna be over there. This one is gonna be under, which is the long one, because I want this to be on my right side. Okay, I hope you understand that. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this to my serger because I don't want any problems, and I'm just gonna serge the armhole just to keep it in place, the lining and the fabric in place. I'm gonna serge all this, right? Serge it all around, and I'm just gonna go ahead and serge the bottom part also, and I'm gonna serge the side. So I'm gonna serge all of it just to make it easy to deal with and let the lining stay flat and nice on the main fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna serge around my garment. Hey Sewmates, so now I went ahead and I serged the armhole just to let this is beautiful, right? It's very neat inside, and also I serged the other armhole and the sides. All right, so it's gonna be easy for us to work with. If you don't have a serger, you could just go ahead and use a zigzag stitch, or you could use bias tape to ensure that your garment is neat and nice. So this is what we have so far. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I like to put in my sleeve first, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attach my sleeves. Okay, if you are not putting in a sleeve, that's okay. You could put in whatever sleeve you want, but because I didn't have a lot of fabric, I wanted to show you how the circular sleeve looked. I think it would have looked really beautiful on this dress, but I did not have enough fabric to get that circular sleeve, so I just went ahead and I cut a basic sleeve to put on this dress. You can go ahead and also line the sleeve if you want, but I did not have enough of this fabric. Also, quarantine really take a toll on the fabric, so I'll have to either order some more or find a way to get to the fabric store. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in my sleeve, okay, and then I'm going to show you what else to do. All right, and I've shown you videos where how to attach your sleeve, okay, and how to make a basic sleeve pattern. So you just go ahead and check that out, how to make a basic sleeve pattern. And you could use whatever sleeve, circle sleeve, flutter sleeve, it doesn't matter, it just depends on you, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to attach my sleeves. Okay, so I put my sleeve in. All right, so this is very, very important. So I want you to pay close attention to what I'm doing now. So you don't have to do it the way that I did, where I put my sleeve in first. You could join your sides first and then you put your sleeve in, but personally I just like to put my sleeve in and then I just make one straight stitch all the way down. So on the side that you're going to have the long belt, right? So remember, you're gonna, this is your long belt, the side with the left hand side, and you're gonna take this and you're gonna put it in. On this side here, which is the side with the long belt, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your regular 1 inch that you would normally take, right, all the way down. So you're gonna sew from the sleeve and go all the way down, right? That's on the side that has the long belt, that is the left side, okay? So I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna I'm gonna come back because I'm gonna show you now how to do the other side where the belt is gonna go in, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to have. So my seams are nice and neat. Okay, so that is already in, okay? Just needs a nice iron. So this is the side now where you're going to take your belt and put it in. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your sides, okay? And at the edge of it, so remember we left a 1/2 inch, right, for joining allowance. You're going to go ahead and you're going to take that 1/2 inch, right? So you're gonna sew 1/2 inch here, and then you're going to knot the seam right here so that it doesn't open. Then you're going to, so let me show you what I'm doing now. So from the edge of my fabric, right? Remember, I need 1/2 inch to sew my seam together. So I'm gonna take that 1/2 inch away. But then the band height is 1.5 inches. Remember, we said that we wanted a band height of 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna take that 1.5 inches here, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my 1 inch as usual, stop at my 1/2 inch point, then I'm going to knot it here, then I'm going to skip this 1.5 inch right here that the band is gonna go through, right? And then I'm gonna finish my seam all the way to the end of my sleeve. I hope you understand that. But remember, you're taking away 1 inch. All right, so all of this here is gonna be 1 inch you're taking away. So all of this, so you're gonna start from your 1 inch point. When you reach that 1/2 inch, which is here, you're going to knot it. You're going to skip this part of it to this side, and then you're going to just continue to take your 1 inch all the way to the end of your sleeve. I hope you understand what I just did. So I'm going to do that and show you what it looks like. I have, right? So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to run a stitch here, because see the opening for the belt. So I'm going to run a stitch here, 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 here to secure. What I did was that I ironed it down. I ironed my seam. So now I'm going to run a stitch here, here, and make a box all around the hole that I have here for my seam. so that my belt will go through. So that's what you're going to have. So this is the essence of it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach the bottom of this dress. That's the last thing we have to do, okay? Attach the bottom of the dress. Take this out. I always like to just run a stitch, serge it all the way down, you know, open my seams and serge it just to make it nice, but I don't want to serge twice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my bottom. So let me put this away for a little while and let's work on the bottom. So what you're going to do is that, remember, it's gonna be lap. You're going to turn in your seam, right? Or you can serge it and press it down on both sides. So I'm gonna turn them in and I'm gonna stitch it all the way down, right? And I'm gonna stitch it all the way down, and I'm gonna do this for both sides now, all the way down. So what I did, I went ahead and I turned in the front of my dress, the bottom part, and I ironed it down. This is what I have. Now I'm going to attach the top to the bottom, and I'm going to locate the middle, okay? Locate that middle. You see all my seams are matching, right? My sides, they match. See, there's a lot of thread that I have to cut away, but that's okay. And so this is the middle, which I already notched initially. See? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to attach this top to the bottom. So I'm gonna notch it. I notch the bottom, not the top. Okay. But all my seams are the same. You see that? Maybe hard for you to see with all the seams. They are in the same position. Okay. So now I'm going to attach the bottom to the top. So I notch the middle. This is the middle. Right sides facing each other. You could line the bottom also. I just did not have enough fabric, as I said earlier. That's okay. I'm just showing you the concept. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to the bottom of this. You notice that my seams here are the same? See? They are the same. So that's what you need. That's what you're supposed to get. Remember, we left ½ inch. We took the ½ inch, and I took the same ½ inch from when I was stitching the front, so that my seams are the same. Ensure that they're in line so you have a nice clean finish. Okay, top to the bottom. Okay. All right, Sewmates, this is it. This is it. Look at this. So this is the part with the short sleeve. Look at my seams right here. You see? It's perfect, right? That's what you want. That's what you're supposed to have. This is the side that the belt is gonna go through. You see that? And also at the other end, this is what you're supposed to have. If you take your measurements correct, then you're going to have the correct thing. So please, whenever you're making this pattern, take your correct measurements. You see, everything matches up nicely. My armpit, everything is nice and neat, and that's what you want. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this baby home. I'm gonna serge this, serge the end of this, just to make it nice and neat, and then serge the tail of it and turn it under, and that's it. I'll show you how it looks. All right guys, so this is the result of the dress that we just made. So everything looks nice and good. I'm just gonna push the band. The band is very long. I like them long for some reason. Okay, so you're gonna put your 1.5 inch band here. See that? That goes in there, right? Then it goes to your back, all the way around your back. And then you tie it at the side. So the only thing that's left on this dress is a nice trimming, nice press, and just ready to wear. Okay, so this is it. This is what you have. You're not gonna see the beauty of it until I put it on. I just wanted you to see what this is. So this is the essence of it. So that's it. Give it a nice press. That's your dress. So if you find this video helpful, do not forget to give me a giant thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to support my channel, and stay safe. This corona thing is really getting out of hand. Stay safe, be strong, God bless you, and I'll see you in my next video.